we hear a light wind through the trees and songs of forest life as it awakens in the dawn light. And so now the lights come up on the sun rising in the sky. We see this forest scene. We close in, and lying on a bedroll on the forest floor, filling our visual frame here, is the slumbering face of a halfling. His blonde hair has grown long, and now it covers his eyes and part of his nose. It's Sir Willamette Keswick, a paladin of Iomade, a cavalier of the shield, and the last knight of Highbury. The clinking sounds of armor can be heard as a shadow falls over Sir Will. Bowing into the frame is the furry head of Lexington, trusted steed, faithful companion, and renowned magical wolf. Lexington licks Will's face eagerly, breaking the halfling's peaceful rest.
Oh, no, it can't be morning already.
It is.
The booming voice of Adriel Ashpeak cuts through the morning air. He stands a few feet away from Will amidst the smoking remnants of last night's campfire.
Can't we rest a little longer? Maybe one day of rest. He just tried to bat Lexington away as he keeps trying to lick his face, and he looks up at Adriel like, please.
And from the ashes of the campfire with the twin fire oracular key into another world, another vision, Adriel says, no. Until the storm tyrant ceases his advance upon this world, you, Sir Willamette of Highbury, need to work every waking hour if we are to survive. It is seen.
Will get up slowly, and he just seems like he's sore. He's like kind of grunts and like rubs at his joints, and he's just like, I know. It is seen. Why are your visions so dreary and laborious?
Get your things.
Just once I'd like to wake to a prophecy of filling our bellies with meat and ale until we can do nothing but slump into a soft straw mattress in a warm and friendly tavern.
We have a long way to go.
So they keep chatting back and forth, and we hear them talk as we cut away to a scene of the verdant forest cleared in one area with 4-foot-tall log posts stationed at tight intervals, and atop the logs sit various large pine cones. And from the back, we see Sir Will mounted atop Lexington, both armored, and Sir Will wielding a long sword. He rides directly towards the camera, charges between the posts, slicing the pine cones, right, left. Lexington's weaving between the posts like Bo Jackson. And then we see him do it again this time. Same pine cone, same post, but now he's blindfolded. And we pan away from there, and we see Kat Benatar sitting on a small patch of grass, just watching the exercise, cleaning herself. She seems, by the look in her eyes, wholly unimpressed. From there, we cut to a rocky field that drops quickly into a ravine that seems too wide to leap. Lexington runs at full speed toward the ravine, and we see Shyelle to the side, completing some sort of psychic spell that she casts on Lexington, and suddenly Lexington gets a boost of speed and seems to nearly fly through the air, impossibly clearing the gorge in a single leap. He lands on the other side, his paws dig into the earth, and he grinds to a stop. Will thrusts his sword into the air, cheering. And from there we cut to a village where the team is able to rest and recover. You see Adriel tending to the town's sick as an act of charity. He's able to heal an entire sick ward of a dozen people or so with the casting of a single spell. Clearly, cure critical wounds mass.
Badass.
In that same town, we see Sir Will walk into a tailor's shop and lay down the pennon of Highbury. 2 white griffins, rampant on a field vert. He drops it on the tailor.
Drops it on the tailor. Smashes him in the face. Suck it, Taylor. Starts rummaging through the till.
His lance right to the tailor's eye. Fuck you, Taylor.
Starts pulling bolts of silk off the shelves. Run, he yells.
This small town sucks.
He torch the place.
Burn this village to the ground. In the name of New Highbury.
Shyelle is just cracking windows with her elbow, throwing torches.
Cat Benatar's mauling children.
They're screaming and running.
What has happened to them?
Adriel is wordlessly walking behind them, just healing people on the brink of death, left and right.
I will show you true pain. He drops his pennant not on the tailor, but on the table in front of the tailor. Oh, no. And so he leaves the pennant there in front of the tailor, and then time passes, and we see Will return and receive a package back from the tailor, wrapped in like brown paper, tied with twine.
He's all bruised and he's bandages all over his face.
Arms in a sling. And he eagerly thanks the tailor and takes the package and leaves the tent. From there, we cut to Adriel and Shyelle deep in a tomb somewhere, fighting off restless spirits trying to attack them. Back to back, the two of them are casting spells in unison and keeping the undead at bay, nearly overwhelmed by the cascading crush of the undead. Suddenly, Adriel transforms into a magma elemental as a last resort.
Wow.
And then together, it's like in slow motion. She's doing a psychic spell, and he's like, whoa, coming down as a magma elemental. And they banish the spirits and then open an ancient sarcophagus to find something glowing inside. From there, we cut to the forest, and Will is walking calmly through the brush and finding a raspberry bush. He picks the berries one by one and fills a leather satchel with them. From there, we're now in the Mindspin Mountains, and the party is walking over a rocky path until they reach yet another uncrossable gorge. Adriel touches Shyelle and Will, transforming the party into cloud-like vapor. They traverse slowly as the breeze at first, when suddenly a magical gust propels them forward at 60 miles per hour. Upon their arrival on the other side of the ravine, Adriel, you can hear him talking about a cathedral that he sees in his visions. He's mentioned this before, a place he feels they must go, and Will thinks that maybe it is the Cathedral of Minderhall, where last he faced the giant threat head on, where he faced Brander, and where Della was lost. Cut from there to an encounter with several trolls swarming over a hillside. Sir Will charges on top of Lexington, while Adriel waves his hands over the vista ahead, inundating the entire range with roaring flame.
Oh, man.
The vegetation and ground cover remain untouched as the trolls burn alive. Shyelle unleashes Cat Benatar, who leaps, biting at a staggered foe who just escaped the full brunt of the blaze. Clearly reflex half. Now we see Adriel in camp, holding a pot over a campfire and carefully directing Will what to do with the berries. Will drops them in the pot one by one and stirs. Cut to Will taking a small brush and pushing it into some sort of paste with a mortar and pestle. He raises the brush and pushes it onto his armor, slowly, methodically. To what purpose? It is unclear. Cut to Shyelle sitting across from Will and casting a spell on him. Some sort of psychic spell. You see Will fighting it, but it's hard to resist. What does Adriel say when Will is like, ah!
You must control yourself. Resist her.
Will is just like sweating with the effort, and He shakes and boom, falls back unconscious. Days pass and you see them keep trying this. And Adriel, like a Mickey from Rocky, just like, you can do it, kid. In the background. And boom, Will just keeps falling and falling until one day we see Will, now with even longer hair and sporting a full beard. And Shyelle is like bearing down with all of her energy. And Will is just like... and Shyelle is pushed out of his head. Finally, we see in the distance the familiar silhouette of the Cathedral of Minderhall against the setting sun. The party begins to cross the open ground, and for the first time, we see the new heraldry on Sir Willamette Keswick of Highbury. From the top of his lance, snapping in the wind, is a blood-red banner, a black griffin on the left, and a black wolf on the right.
Oh, cool.
Both rampant on a field of blood.
Oh.
If they're not rampant, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
Sleeping.
Wow. That was awesome.